to that. I literally have no
Okay,
access.
hold on,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yep.
Can I have a link?
Yeah, I'm dropping in a alliance chat. Just we'll wait a little bit for people to join.
Yeah, give it a sec. I need to ping it. It's ridiculous.
All right, I gotta bring up. Each of you link me your CSM shit. Your
My
posts.
thread? Okay.
Yeah. Immediately, someone's like, kick Vertiso. Holy shit. It's fine. Vertiso, you're allowed here, bud. You're allowed here.
By the way, am I like laggy or something? Because I'm downloading the PoE patch.
Oh my god, no, you're fine, bud.
Nice.
There's my.
Sup, Drix.
They're going to take the 41 off the end.
I'll give a little bit. You DM'd it to me? Perfect. I got.
I didn't, because I still have you blocked.
Yeah. I think you can still message me even though I'm blocked. Oh my god, I opened fucking Vertiso's DM. There's just a big butthole there. How the fuck did I do that? Gamers!
That's why we don't do that.
Dab? I know, dude, he sent me the most gaped butthole ever. It's the best. Thank you, Fert. Appreciate it. What's up, Tal? Oh, God. I'm not showing my watch on stream, dude. Oh, my God. The forbidden watch, dude. I'm not showing that. Fucking idiot. All right, we will start, okay, briefly with both of you going over what you're going to do. We'll start with Phantomite. He was here first. What is the, basically, what are you running for?
I am running for PvP in every area of the game where there should be PvP, which is everywhere in the game. I feel that, and this is not going to be a hot take, everything is pretty frozen everywhere in terms of activity, and I want it to change everywhere in terms of balance, game design, and philosophy.
Okay, and Trottel. Trottel's dead. Or he fucking DC.
Dude, I swear to God.
There you go. Okay.
Just have like 3 different push your talks from Discord and Mumble and fucking TeamSpeak. No, I don't know. Like, I think that the CSM as a platform is like fucking useless. And it has been for quite a while. And I think it's like partially due to how CSM works, especially with like the entire voting process. It just evolves into like a popularity contest of jerking each other off for no reason instead of like like filling the role that was intended to like actually fill, but giving like proper feedback to CCP. And I think that's kind of on us as a player, but it's also on CCP, and I think it's something that we need to fix going forward, because otherwise, like, there's no point continuing to vote people every year. Like,
So
none of those people that we actually vote can get shit done, right?
True. So you're basically, your platform is fuck you, everything's shitty. I'm gonna try to change it.
Yeah, I'm gonna,
right.
I'm just gonna attempt to burn it all down, rebuild it anew, and if that doesn't work, then weaponize the game awards.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm sure that'll get really far. Okay. I don't really know why the fuck Vertiso's here, but he is. Vert, what are you here for? He's muted, thank God. Okay. All right, with that being said, Phantomite, you've ran for CSM before.
A couple of times.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been CSM before?
I've won once and failed once.
Okay. How is your current platform different from what you ran for before?
Oh, it's not different at all.
Okay.
I believe in exactly the same things. Exactly the same things. You know, even on this failure year of not having got into it previously, I mean, a lot of people, and you know, fair enough, a lot of people think that there's not really any hope left for Eve, or that even if there is something good, that it's too late to arrest the decline of the game. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to try. And you know, if I had met with absolutely no success in my first year at all, then maybe I wouldn't be running now. But contrary to what Trottel says, I feel not just that it's possible for CSM members to make a difference, but and you know, we're campaigning. I'm campaigning. I'm trying to sell myself, but I think that I have made a difference already, and that I've kicked off some important things that are yet to show their effectiveness in the game, and it's not done. More needs to be done, and we're just partway through some of the changes.
Okay. So would you say what Trottle said? Because Trottle basically made it sound like the CSM isn't pushing for things, isn't trying to do anything positive for the community, or at least for EVE Online as a whole.
Well,
I mean,
I
Well,
don't think that's true.
that's kind of what you said, Trottle.
well, to
Well,
be
I don't
fair,
think. Right.
to
Go
be to
ahead.
well, hold on. To be fair, the meme that CCP doesn't listen to the CSM, quite frankly, if CCP did listen to the CSM, the game would have been dead several years ago. Because something that's incredibly difficult for a CSM member to do is to try and be impartial. I'm not impartial. I have biases as well. Um, but you know, it's something that
Before
something I
Phantomite is
keep at the front of
breaking
my
himself.
mind. And you know, if I can see something that I'm doing that I don't think it should be possible, something that I think I'm doing that's overpowered, I don't have any problem telling CCP that I think something I'm doing shouldn't be available.
Okay.
I mean, it's very I don't want to stop you from jerking yourself off, but there's like two different things here. Like one, I don't think like the players necessarily that are on the CSM aren't trying their best. I think most of them are trying their best. I think there's two things here. One, the people that are on the CSM are mostly
Thanks,
fucking
perfect femboy.
idiots, like proper idiot retards, because the voting is just a popularity contest. There is no relation at all to actual like knowledge or player skill at all. And like we see that, I mean, look, I don't want to name names, right? But I mean, just look at the fucking people that are sitting on the CSM 16 right now. Like Jesus
I
fucking
made it
Christ,
onto
some of them
15
are
coming out of
nothing.
nowhere as an unknown
Yeah, but
because of the ideas that
here's the thing,
I
Fan,
was
right?
talking about.
I don't wanna piss in your Cheerios here, but you didn't get onto 16 because the very people didn't like working with you and didn't put you
No,
on their ballots again,
that's not true.
right?
I wasn't on
Here's the
ballots in the.
thing, guys,
That's
right?
not true. No,
Okay,
that's not true,
okay,
Trottel. I was on no
okay.
ballots for the first one. I was on some ballots for the second. And it just didn't work out. There were competitors there like
Right.
Sutonia who were incredibly
Go
well suited to the job.
go and PM Brisk. Just go and PM Brisk about it. Like,
About what?
none of it, no one is being secretive about it. People didn't enjoy working with you on the CSM either.
Well, I
And
think a lot of
that's one of the
CCP
reasons why
enjoyed
you
working
didn't
with
get
me because
back
a
in,
number of the
because
changes made it
basically
into the game.
people.
I mean,
I
Trottel,
can't say
if
that at all.
if if
Maybe.
if you're saying that people don't like working with somebody, but also
What is
that the
happening?
people are bad and self-serving on the CSM, then what does that say about the person they don't like working with?
I don't fucking know, but I also don't think it matters at all, because it's not about jerking you off. It's about that the system is fucking broken as shit. Like,
I mean, I can agree with that. I mean,
I mean, if you're
right,
if you're
right.
if you're asking me, right, for my personal opinion on you, right, I think you're a very dedicated person, and I've said this multiple times, right? Like, I think you're very dedicated. You're like hard working. You're pushing for issues. I think a lot of your views are completely fucking stupid.
Like
But
what?
the
Oh
views
yeah,
that you
like
do
what?
have,
Like what?
they're your views, and you push for them. You work hard on them. So what can I
Which
say, right? It's
which
like,
which
I don't
views are
know.
stupid?
Dude, I don't fucking know. I would have to dig out, like,
Come on,
I mean,
Trottel. Hold
you
on, hold on.
know,
Time out. You
look,
can't say your views are
right,
stupid and can't reference any. At least have something substantial, right? Like
all right, that's fine.
if I say
All right,
Phantomite, your
okay,
views are
okay.
stupid because you wear
It's
glasses, right? Like that's something
right,
of
right.
substance. Like at least reference something that you think is stupid. Do you think his idea of pushing player-based stories versus scripted CCP ones? Because that's a platform that he pushes very adamantly. Do you think that is a bad or a good one?
I assume
I
you're asking
mean,
Trottel, yeah.
Because
yeah. If
I
I
will
am
tell you.
asked, I think
Go ahead.
here's the thing, right? So here's the thing. Obviously, like Phantomite and I know each other, right? And we've had like discussions and fight over various things in the past
The
years.
viewers
So
haven't.
it's like hard. Exactly, it's hard for the reviewers to relate, right? But I'm just pointing out, like Phantomite and I have fought over so many different things that it's like hard for me to reference something in specific without actually reading his post.
So
Which I'm sorry, but I didn't.
I will give my
No offense,
opinion on
right?
Phantomite's push towards player-based content versus CCP scripted content. I believe you have a point if the major alliances in the game were extremely risk averse.
Hmm.
Anything at all that isn't scripted will just either be min maxed by large alliances or they'll blew up over it. Look at Pochman, for example. Pochman now is mostly a blue triangle. That's all they do. They interface. That was a great player driven content provider of going around OBSs nonstop, trying to get as much income as possible. Now, every major alliance has an agreement in Pochman. So it does open up this medium for large alliances to blow up. Look at right now. Frat just blued Brave so Brave can move shit safely through their Keepstar chain. There's no
My point
content
about
generator that you can bring in that major groups aren't going to blue donut. But go ahead.
it's it's a problem of, I mean, this kind of switches gears a bit, so stop me if you don't want to, but I mean, this is a broken record here, but the sheer size of groups means that they are massively stable, and massive stability brings total chilling effect on all levels of PvP and the economy across the entire game. Just because I live in lowsec doesn't mean that I don't want to be able to enjoy some content in nullsec. I just don't want to enjoy the available content in nullsec, which is, you know, two guys turn up in harbingers and 75 harpies undock. I'm not interested in being on either side of that there. And people seem to have in this game taken on a new mentality, because there's hardly any fighting going on. We've got to win something, right? And what people win in this game is defending their space, which means just blobbing or scaring away everything that comes close. And these groups being so huge, they're miles apart from each other. There's no edges bumping up against each other where there's contention and combat. It, there's an absolute laundry list of problems that groups being that size causes to the entire game.
No, that's a good point. I still there would have to be some crazy content introduced into the game, like a conflict driver, that would force these
Almost,
large groups to split.
well, there's two ways to do that. There's one way not to do it, which is anti-sandbox mechanics. There's always somebody out there who says, "Oh, if you have more than 200 guys in fleet, one person randomly gets self-destructed every minute," or something stupid like that, or limiting fleet sizes or things like this. It's like no, 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 no. It's two things. Most importantly, the game needs to offer opportunities for progress and combat outside of large groups. And second of all, the strong defensive foundation that prevents groups being oustable from their space, that needs to change as well. So they need to be less stable, and there need to be opportunities for people outside of very large groups.
I don't even want to fight about this, but like, do you think that these points are achievable with the current CSM? To get like back to that point, right? Do you think in the form that the CSM is existing right now, which 8 out of 10 players or whatever, I think it's even 9 out of 10 in the CSM, are nullsec players and are gonna be circle jerking each other off over this, trying to prevent anyone from touching their sandcastle, even if it would be good for the game.
If
Do
if
you
that
think like this is not part of the problem?
if that is going to, if the majority of the CSM is against anything that would destabilize extremely large scale gameplay, then working with them is not going to have much progress. However, on CSM 15, I was able to make progress on a number of contentious topics by simply forging ahead, by having conversations, by being able to present my ideas, by being able to deliver actual presentations, and being able to point to the way things used to work in the past when groups were smaller across all of Eve, not just nullsec.
And again,
So, it may not be possible to have the entire CSM work towards that, but I do have confidence that I can put very good effort by myself to achieve some of this.
And again, this is why people like Phantomite should be running more smaller groups, more low sec entities, more fuck it high sec entities. Who gives a shit? But Trottel's point doesn't make too much sense towards us talking about the upcoming CSM. Do you have questions more
Well,
centered towards that?
I think it very much makes sense. I mean, here's the thing, right? At some point, you gotta start anew, right? And I'm advocating here to be the one that actually like sets the stone rolling, so to speak. Like,
What
issue
does setting the
is
stone
that
rolling look like, Trottel?
honestly, like a complete rework of how voting actually works. I think how it should be in the future, right? And this is obviously just like sketching a rough outline. It should be CCP announces something that they're working on. Let's say like a roadmap. Let's say,
Are you going to say
hey guys,
focus groups,
we're gonna
Trottel?
work on. Shut up, dude. Just let me speak, you fucking idiot. So they're gonna announce like, hey, let's do faction warfare rework, right? That's what we want to work on for about or so. Okay, great. So then they should get people signed under NDA, players that are actually sitting there doing faction warfare right now. That is people that have never done faction warfare because there's a reason they've never done faction warfare, right? It's also like you need to get all the opinions from all different angles versus what we have right now is just the same core group of people. And yes, the CSM changes members every year, but it's still the same people indoctrinated into believing the exact same things, applying the exact same doctrine. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, they have different names, but they're still the same kind of shit. And you just keep getting the same inputs over and over and over again. And I can't even be fucking mad at CCP for ignoring that shit. I would ignore that shit too. So I would honestly, yes, I would like proper focused groups signed under NDA so they can actually be useful.
And how should CCP pick the people for the focus groups?
Simple. If you announce, hey, we're gonna work on faction warfare for a year, and you just say, go ahead and just apply for it, right? And CCP can then pick out the people. If you have a list of people that say, hey, my name is XYZ, and I've been a faction warfare player for 5 years, and I'm doing this and this and this and this and this, then CCP can look at it and say, okay, well, this fills the role of an active faction warfare player whose input we want, right? And then they can go further down the applications and say, hey, this guy has never done faction warfare, but he's interested, but never actually got into it. It's another good like opinion or like viewpoint to get into a focus group, right? Because it's not just about getting the people that are doing this content every single day, because they're going to be biased as well, right? You have to
So
like
how
just
does CCP pick from the list of applicants?
Random
Well,
number generator. So,
they need to be aware of roles that they want filled. Like I said, for example, one role you would want is someone that is actively doing the content. Another role is someone that was doing the content but isn't anymore. Someone that never did the content. Someone that is doing similar content in that context. For example, LoSec as a context being to faction warfare as a whole. And then you just pick them. It doesn't fucking matter.
And
You
how will
just have
CCP
people
decide
apply
which of
them.
those are that meet those criteria?
Does it matter?
yeah, it matters.
How so? I'm
Well, so
genuinely asking here.
if it doesn't matter, that means that they can arbitrarily pick whoever they want. So to go back to
Yeah,
your
and
original
is that
point
a
of somebody
problem?
saying like, "Hey, I want to join," and they write up this huge reason legitimizing their chances of running, and then CCP just randomly pick people. What's the point of initially doing that instead of just Xing up? So I think it does matter if you want to be on the side of someone writing up their entire experiences for a certain focus group. Like there should be a certain way that CCP decides who runs, not arbitrarily. And secondly, the last time we did focus groups was the super and capital rebalances, and they got fucked. Like focus groups have happened, and they've almost, at least in my experience, have been pretty shitty. Specifically, supers and capitals. So what's to stop a focus group again coming in and completely hamstringing the ability of different chips?
Well, I mean, the important point here is to like understand why we went wrong with focus groups in the past and work around that. And it's oh
Why is
my
that then?
god, Retiso, I fucking hate you.
Did you send any
Well,
huge gaping
honestly,
butthole?
no.
Oh, keep sending me big buttholes.
Feel left
Um,
out.
no, I honestly don't know why, like in that specific instance, something went wrong, right? It's hard to answer because I don't know. I haven't put time into research that specific point of failure, right?
And that's fair. It's not really your responsibility as a CSM candidate to come up with the entire like the process of fixing an issue, right? CCP should have their finger on the pulse of what's going on in the game. They should understand basic mechanics of the game as well, and we've seen that as a constant failure from CCP's part. So both of you as CSM candidates, how are you going to shepherd them, so to speak, to get them more on track of what the actual player base wants versus what CCP is doing for their bottom line?
Do you want to go first, Trottel? Or
Because neither of you are stupid. Neither of you are horrible at the game. You guys understand basic game mechanics and what drives players from going. So how are you gonna represent the masses that vote for you, their point of view and what they want in the game?
it's it's a job. Representing the people who voted for you is a half completed job already because
Mm-hmm.
they voted for you. So the kind of viewpoints and proposals that, for instance, I've made is what brings people into my Discord, is what gets groups to contact me and put me at the top of their ballots, things like that. So it's absolutely all about the types of proposals and the direction of the game and the concepts that I want to that I say that I want to propose to CCP. I mean, you know, my thread is there, my website is in the thread, my Discord is in the on the website, and I'm currently halfway through compiling a list of specific changes on my website as well, so that people can go deeper if they want into that thing. But you know me, Wally. I can just start talking endlessly at the drop of a hat about this.
Autism.
So I'll go deeper if you want, but I know that we don't have a huge amount of time.
Yeah, we don't have a whole bunch of time. I want to hit the major points of why you guys are running and what frustrations brought you to actually run. Because a person that's happy with the game isn't going to run for CSM. That's just the honest truth.
You'd
You
be
see
surprised.
something.
You'd be
Okay.
surprised.
If they're
Last year there were a
happy,
couple of people. I
yeah,
was like, "Hey, so what do you want to change?" And they're like, "Oh, I think it's actually kind of fine at the moment." Why are you
those
running?
are called uh, goalies.
Let me
All
say
right.
it. Let me say it.
You can't. No.
Read.
Oh, you can say retard. That's fine. Those are goalies. They like the way the game is going now, and they don't want it to change at all. Even though the majority of EVE Online players want it to change, they're basically brought up by their alliance blocks to keep the game the way that it is. And we've seen that with multiple CSMs where everything's stagnant. It's been 2 fucking years. Nothing's changed, right? The biggest, it's no secret. I can't stand the CSM candidate Kenneth Field. He completely changed capital and battleship industry changes. Told everyone don't worry about it. CCP know what they're doing. It's going to be great. And now even CCP is walking back on those changes. I think when someone's that largely incompetent, it should be a huge red flag to the people that got tricked by their alliances, who pinged out, told them who to vote for.
Oh, dude,
So
I am. Oh,
that
please let me go off. Please.
you're that's the whole point of the stream. Again,
Hell yeah.
terms of service. Keep that in mind.
Dude, do you fucking know who is running for PL this year?
No, who is it?
Kismeteer.
Who the fuck is that?
Exactly. I can tell you who that is. It is literally one of the 3 people that I have blocked on Discord. Wally, you're one of the other ones, and you fucking bet you are. And this guy is not like a fucking autist, you know? He's not sending you like video calls of you shitting or like pictures of your dick or your gay butthole. No, like this guy is like actually the most like confident person I have ever seen at the same time being the biggest retard. It is actually incredible. Kenneth is nothing against him. I swear to God. It is such a train wreck. And like the people that got fucking debated into voting retards like Kenneth. Oh man.
How do you spell
Oh,
Kismeter?
Kismeteer.
Just gonna look it up really quick.
It was in bad country back
Yeah,
then.
backcountry. Okay.
I think they're in Horde now, right? And not actually in PL anymore. I don't know.
What is this platform?
Where the fuck do I know?
That's fair. I mean, that's fine. Maybe we'll get him on here too. We'll see.
Dude, you should. That would actually be hilarious.
The CSM is the Council of
But
Stellar
yeah, I don't
Management.
know.
It's
I
like
think
players that get brought
that's
up to
like
be part
exactly the
of
issue, right?
like decision
So
making with
far, it
CCP.
doesn't seem like people are actually waking up that like their ballots aren't actually helping anyone, right? Like they're just actively making the game worse by like like the same flavor of retards over and over and over and over and over again, which never ever get anything fucking done, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, I can disagree with Phantomite every single day of my life, right? But I still think that
About
Phantomite would
what,
be
Trottel?
all the fucking things.
Like what?
There's thousands of things, right?
Yeah? Pick one. You've got thousands to pick from.
Alright, fuck you. But here's the thing, right? I still think he would be a good fucking CSM, right? Like I'm just being honest about it. I think he'd still be a good CSM just because he's an annoying fucking prick that actually like works for what he believes in. Whereas like these people are just getting out there like the other CSMs are just going out there to get voted just to stroke their fucking ego. I don't know. I just think it's fucking sad. Like that we have this kind of very cool like thing in EVE Online, right? Because like other games don't really have this shit, right? And it is like effectively dissolved down into like a completely useless, just like a medal that they stick on their uniforms and show off. I don't know.
An elite club.
Yeah, it just seems very depressing to me, and I really want to change
I
that.
don't blame you for it being depressing, but I would love to have had a much greater effect on the game. But the fact that in the face of this, I have been able to have an effect on the game is, you know, it gives me hope. It might only be a small hope, but it's enough to keep me wanting to put the effort in. Because imagine if it works, we all win.
Yeah, but it's been fucking 17 years of like good posters like you trying their best, you know? There's always been people that have trying. Like over the years there's been so many good people that have actually tried to work hard for this shit. And like I already said in the beginning, the reality of things is I'm sorry Phantomite, but like there's people currently in the CSM actively working against you and they will be working actively against me as well, you know? trying to make sure that you don't get in. And I think it's sad because even though you're kind of a fucking retard,
I
like
mean, why
you
don't you
definitely
blow it open?
deserve.
If you've got evidence of this and you hate the way it runs, blow it open. If you want to have a massive effect, why don't you go do it? Do it. Reveal the convos. You're not under NDA.
Yeah, but I mean, as you know, leadership element, like in Eve, a lot of stuff like this happens in the back rooms, and
But you know about it.
yeah, of course I know about
So
it.
reveal it.
Well,
I don't know, man. Uh, the burner proof is 100% on you, Trottel. No one can really take what you're saying as being legitimate unless you've actually got proof. I understand that these are people that you fostered friendships with, some level of trust, but just mentioning it now would be no different than mentioning the person that said it.
yeah, I mean, you make a fair point, but it's just I'm not ready to burn certain bridges. I'll definitely ask someone about it. That
Well,
no,
your entire platform is about burning bridges. If you can't do it now, what's the point?
well, my
That is
platform
your
is about.
platform.
Well, no, not really. I honestly want to work up a good relationship with CCP, right? A
Okay.
healthy relationship. It's not about burning a bridge. Burning a bridge would say that, I don't have any interest in working together with CCP, which is just completely moronic, right? That's just not how it works. Like, the issue I think we have is that the bridge we currently have is fucking janky ass fucking wooden bridge across, whatever. And we should probably use this opportunity and rework the fucking bridge. Build a stable bridge that this game can actually go into the third decade that they love joking each other off about. I don't know.
If
Okay.
you want, if the thing you hate the most about the CSM is this shadowy cabal making
Well,
sure that the
look,
status
fan,
quo
right?
stays the same, and you know about it and you've seen it, then show us. Honestly, I know you can't show us at this second,
Look,
but,
right, fan.
bust it
Are you
out.
are you pretending that you don't know that, for example, Brisk is not supporting you, right? In a way,
I'm
it's like,
not expecting Brisk to support me.
well,
We
I
disagree
know,
on a whole bunch of things. I expect him to be not supporting me.
but he is supporting a bunch of other people, right? And he is doing
Right,
some
just
stuff with
like
them.
every year.
Well, it's like one of those things that I mean, and you know,
I fully expect that if my concepts, which I have written in public and spoken about in public multiple times, are antithetical to null blocks and the status quo, it's not a surprise to me at all that
and is that
people
not
want
a
to.
fucking proof that the system sucks? If like, how the fuck is the CSM supposed to work in everyone's best interest? But yet, if you disagree with like the majority of the CSM, you're all fucked. You know?
Okay, example, Trottel.
Right.
In the run up to CSM 15, I was told by um, voters, by CSM candidates, and by existing CSMs, I was told not to bother ever trying to get any major movement on Citadel mechanics whatsoever under any circumstances. I was told by people who didn't want me to get disappointed. I was told by people who were angry that I would even suggest it. I was told by people that it was impossible to get CCP to do it. I was told by people that it was impossible to find better designs than they already had. And here we are in the middle of a Citadel revolution with more things yet to be announced.
And here we are, and you didn't get fucking voted back in CSM 16. If you're gonna claim big things like that on one hand, and on the other hand, not being even like remotely
Okay,
close
well,
to being voted in last
guess
year,
I guess
isn't it?
ask me. Well, actually, I was close to being voted in last
Right.
year.
It was like one vote,
Um,
wasn't it?
well, I came in, I believe, 16th place. I believe Spod knows the positions of everybody on there, but um, there was again. I think he was an excellent candidate, so it was some comfort that he was there when after I had failed. But if Suetonia had not run, the people who put me as second would have put me higher than 10th place.
All right. Just want to do a time check. We got about 10 minutes left on the stream. Um, I believe both of you have brought forth what you're running for, and you guys have had a little discussion on stuff, and now we're kind of devolving into a haha you didn't make it thing, which is kind of stupid. It's actually retarded. It has no makes no sense, Trottel. You didn't even run last year. Who gives a shit? Um,
What do you mean? I'm not haha you didn't make it in. I'm just stating the
okay.
facts. If you're
Well,
gonna
the facts that you're bringing up don't actually bring towards the discussion that we're currently having, right? Like nothing that
well,
he
what is
said
the discussion that we're currently having then, Mr. Wallymarts?
about what people are proposing to do with the current CSM. It's not like if I want to push forward on what I'm doing with the
The current
CSM,
CSM, CSM 16 or CSM 17?
the one that we're moving towards, the one that you are actively campaigning for.
Right.
So bringing up previous CSMs doesn't matter as much. You see the point in that, right?
No.
Okay, we'll move
I'm
on.
saying okay.
We'll move on.
Mhm.
I don't understand how you don't see it, but what? So content generators, right? Can we at least both of you agree that the game needs more content generators?
Exactly. It needs that,
What
and it
kind of
needs to
stupid
be
ass point is that? Of
non-scripted
course.
content.
Because some people believe the
Are
game
you
is in a
gonna
healthy
ask me
state,
if
Trottel.
are you gonna
Trottel.
ask me if humans need oxygen next? Like what the
Oh
fuck are
my
you on
god,
about?
Trottel. You have to understand that there are people that join the stream late and don't understand what you guys have been talking about for the last 30 minutes, so I need to reiterate certain points. With that being said, in what is the we'll go with Trottel first, okay? Because I feel like this is gonna be quick. What content generator is the game missing, and what would you would push for?
Well, I think in terms of content generators, we have two big problems. One of it is that is a motivational problem in terms that none of the people are actually wanting content anymore. I think this is a problem that we've artificially grown into due to the nature of how like certain organizations in the null blocks work, such as the newbie corporations, which basically are watering down like the knowledge that they pass on each year and basically are dumbing down new players, right? So these players are getting sent out into this huge world without having a fully understanding the possibilities that they actually have, and as such they aren't actively searching out for content. I think that is one big problem, a mentality issue, which naturally no one can fix, right? Like I can't push for anything that fixes it, right?
True.
But in terms of something that is actually doable, I think we've reached a point where we have way too much space. And I know this is kind of like a repeating it, like beating the dead horse, but I think we really need like NPC space in every single region. And we need a rework of how citadels actually work in the sense that, for example, I think that once we have introduced NPC space in all regions, I think asset safety should be completely reworked to send all assets into those NPC stations to like go back to an older state of where you can actually have content around these stations. But I think mostly, right, remove like space. Unironically, I think we have too much for how like tiny the game is at this point, and this will compress the null blocks further, which means that these like, areas where they actually rub up against each other are gonna become bigger and are gonna lead to like more conflict, which conflict like breeds the attitude of wanting to fight, right?
So remove space. Trottel, how is that space decided on what's deleted and what stays?
Bruh. Just have the fucking triangles take it like last time,
That's
lol.
not that doesn't remove space. That just makes it
Oh
a new
my
little
god.
dungeon. Am I wrong? It's still there. You can still get the Ichiora. You can still get the Raravas. Like it's still there. So I do agree with the NPC spaces being distributed NPC null, soft null or NPC null. Sorry, specifically around the drone region, which I think is what you're hinting at.
Well, I mean, I think okay, so I think that kind of is set in stone anyways. I think like I don't know. At least that's my interpretation of it. That like that is probably coming. Obviously no one can speak on that, but I don't know.
Okay.
I think that's coming anyway.
Just to make sure that Phantomite also gets what he wants to push as
That's
well.
okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Um,
Go ahead.
Two things. I said it earlier. Destabilization of the strong defensive foundations that groups are built on, which includes all Upwell structures, and their capabilities. But most importantly, I want to see there be genuine opportunities for people to join the game and make progress outside of large groups. I want these people to have reasonable and attractive incomes available to them, and I want them to have PvP content available to them. And I think that the upcoming faction warfare mechanics have a strong, strong possibility that they can provide these smaller scale income and content opportunities, and I want to be there to help guide them with that.
Okay. Uh, we don't have a lot of time, but I would like to take questions from Twitch chat. What question? First, obviously, address the person that you're asking, and ask your question. We'll start it now. I'm putting a bunch of X's in Twitch chat. You guys are all gay. After that. Wotan asks who has the bigger balls.
He needs to ask somebody in
Yeah,
particular.
you gotta ask one
Yeah,
person,
you
Wotan.
gotta pick. You gotta pick.
Trottel asks, Trottel, why is your cock so fat? Trottel, would you like to take that?
No, no comment.
Okay. Phantomite and Trottel. Will you ask for cats in space?
If we distill that boringly down to things like cat ears, there's absolutely no reason that something in the cosmetic department shouldn't exist like that.
Okay, Trottel, what
No,
do you think?
God, no. Guess
Okay.
yourself, weed.
So okay, so there's your two very polarizing differences on the opinion of cats or cat ears in EVE Online. So take that with what you will. Phantomite, what's your current opinion on the current economic and political state of the world? Kind of fucking stupid ass question, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to focus my CSM campaign totally on the video game EVE Online, but I'm unhappy that a lot of people are unhappy in the world, although that's not much of a hot take.
Okay, now Trottel, what do you think about the ESI?
Fucking what? ESI like that? What the fuck even is the ESI? You mean like the API of EVE or
No,
what?
it's not API, it's ESI.
Well, I mean it's the same fucking thing, man.
Okay, so what do you think about ESI?
Well, I once looked at the documentation and decided against implementing something that I wanted to work on the side. So that's my opinion.
All right. Phantomite, do you have any thoughts about the EVE API? Should be changed or made more accessible? Big groups have huge IT teams. Should little groups get a CCP developed equivalent?
Well, it's almost as if this is listed from my website. Maybe it is. Maybe this is somebody who already knows me. But one of my new things that I really want to pursue hard with CCP is I want CCP to host and provide, for example, a Discord bot so that small groups can get some form of authentication for their Discord servers so that they can start playing EVE without the need to have an IT guy and renting a server.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Wotan asks, what is your opinion for Phantomite on a one flashpoint per constellation in 0-0, but with a payout for a 10-man? I'm assuming you mean similar to an OBS.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that I asked about at the faction warfare roundtable. I asked specifically if there was going to be fleet PvE content. I said, right now, a lot of people in the game sit docked waiting for somebody else to undock first when they want to have um, a small fleet or a gang fight. If there was something for combat ready fleets to be doing in space, then people would be out already, and it would be it would be an absolute boon for fighting. And faction warfare is absolutely ripe to get that. They did say that that is on their plans to have that kind of content. And yeah, I pointed at the type of content that's in Pochven. Pochven may be having issues with bluing up and things like that, but out in open space, I want to see what happens with lower rewards. But faction warfare also has gates that can limit ship types. We can open up this content to people who don't want to spend 1 or 2 billion ISK on a ship. We can have some Tech One Cruiser fleet PVE content, and then we can have some fights in that. And it's a massive opportunity to bring this content to far more people than the most elite.
All right. Since it's my show, the last question will be from Guy Incognito 101. Phantomite and Trottel, how do we get Supers and Titans back into space again? We'll start with Trottel. I really, really fucking want to hear Trottel.
I mean, honestly, give them I mean, that is like super easy to say, right? Like, give them a reason to be out in space. And that is, unironically, the biggest motivation for people is crabbing. So just give them a fucking crab site that is dog shit like this dread thing. It's like, bro, who the fuck gives a shit? Like, I was very happy that Titans were doing the whole like Boson Haven thing. I understand that they're that Bosons were like overpowered in a sense, and I understand that Hawks were complete dog shit in the game, right? Like they shouldn't have ever been in the game. I agree with that, but give them some kind of a reason to be out in space. And if most people want to crab in their shitty ass toy, then let them. I don't give a shit. It means I can kill them. I'm
I agree.
happy about that.
That is actually a pretty good response. Phantomite.
Back to me wanting to destabilize and give opportunities to people outside of large groups. These ships exist. They're in. Well, a lot of them are docked right now. If we can destabilize and make war more viable, then war is what brings them out, and that's what I want to see.
Okay. Well, thank you, both of you. Both of you guys coming. You said that you would come, and you did come. That's phenomenal. Come. Trottel. Shout out to one person, positive or negative. Anyone in Eve, do it.
I would like to thank my dad, Peanut Smash. I love you,
Okay.
Dad. Please come home.
All right, and Phantomite, same thing.
I would like to say hello to a bunch of people who don't play anymore, who are having a good time. I'd like to say hello to the Nibbletech people from before I joined Snuff. We had some great times, and I hope that the game can cater to the smaller lifestyle that they crave again one day.
And Baltram's late. He said that he'd be here, but he probably is just way too manly to fucking be on time for anything. Baltram, one shout out to anyone in Eve Online, positive or negative.
To my man Ron USMC for just being an all-round fucking
Jesus.
insane PvPer, fleet commander, and I don't know, like just a cool guy.
God bless.
Dude, I love Ron.
Thank you for your service, Ron.
Ron is sick. He's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anybody who hates Ron is a fucking. I mean, I can't say the R word.
No, you can say retard. You can say retard.
I can say retard.
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, anybody who hates Ron is a fucking retard, in my opinion.
Alright. I hate Ron. I say it.
Well, I mean,
all right.
You're a retard, so checks out.
Wait, Baltram, are you running for CSM?
Well, I want to run, but I have like an old
Did you put in your
2FA.
thing?
I have an old 2FA on my account from a phone that I no longer have, and CCP is taking their sweet time to remove the 2FA, and I can't make a forum post or anything as long as that 2FA is on my account.
Did you talk to Elise?
No, should I just DM him?
Yeah, DM Elise. Elise will take care of it. He's on it. Or Swift, sorry, Swift. He's pretty proactive about everything. Message him. You'll probably get some kind of waiver or something.
He also said he couldn't make it today, and that he wants to come on
Swift
some
does?
other time. Yeah.
Swift? No way, dude. Is it Swift? Did you tell Swift it was my stream?
Yeah.
No.
I told him.
There's no way he would agree to come to a Wally stream.
No, I won't unblock you to send you the screenshot.
Damn it, that was so close.
Screenshot. Yeah, I know. You tried.
Fuck, dude.
You
know how many buttholes we get? Anyway, thank you guys for coming. I'm gonna go ahead and shut down the stream, get some more beers, and I don't know,
Thank you for having me.
watch Femboys or something.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was
absolutely
really good conversation, boys.
Thank you for coming. We'll do another CSM thing. We'll reach out to CSM guys, tell them to talk to Wally. I'm open to have a discussion. I don't spurg out often on stream. Sick. All right. Thank you. Good night. Who are we gonna raid? Actually, let's find someone to raid. I feel like a good person to raid. Who's streaming right now? Eve streamer.
Is anybody playing the late 90s classic Lego Island? And you could raid that.
Dude, I'm going to find an Eve Online streamer and give him a bunch of idiot fucking useless viewers.
You could raid Amaranth, dude. I did that once. She said, Baltram, thank you for the raid.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
That was the highlight of my Eve.
There's got to be some noob that like has no one, right? Not a Russian guy. They don't need it. Oh my god. No one's streaming Eve right now?
Wow, what
That's
a
not true.
surprise.
Come on, that
That's
can't be true.
crazy, bro.
Is my Twitch broken?
I see a bunch.
I see V Crack and V, whoever that is.
I'm looking at an array of like 12 already.
Wait, there's a streamer girl. Let's rate the
Oh, I have
streamer.
mine set the Russian filter. Okay.
What?
Oh, Blue Queenie? Alright, whatever. We'll do that one. There we go.
Fuck.
I guess that went? Fuck if I know, dude. Who knows?
Stream's over?
Her stream?
No, ours.
Yeah, ours is over. I mean, people, I think.
Oh, thank
can
you,
still hear
dude.
us.
That's crazy.
Oh, they
Can
can't.
do some giveaways with them. If you don't mind. That'd be really cool. Some little
I just came
character
for the after
giveaways. Do
party,
little
really, you
fleets.
know?
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Well, now
Thank you
off
for the
stream we
notes
can
as
also